this drops, it is, again, totally on the internet, not on me. It's just, it's the it's the AI taking over, killing the signal. Anyway, hello Mike Lightning, hello Miguel. Okay, yeah, we're just chilling out. I got a little bit of time. It's Sunday afternoon on the 25th of May, 2025. So, yeah, that's it. I still got the red tint. I don't know why. I don't know why. The lighting looks worse somehow. It is an honor to be honored. Wanted to have some fun. I really I don't know why. Anyway, I don't care. The lighting is whatever it's going to be. I don't know. So it is. Yeah, that's it. Hey, hello, Daniel. Daniel, haven't seen you in the Discord in a while. There's someone else who claims to be you, but we are suspicious of that. So I'm not sure that that's you. Because now your YouTube name does not match the name in our Discord. So I am very suspicious. I want to make that clear right now. And we have a hi Luke. I love you too. I love you too. We do. The description of this video should also have an invitation to the Discord. Like if anybody wants to join and can't find a link, there you go. I don't know why anybody would want to join, honestly, but but it's there. It is there. Yeah, I mean, just hanging out on a Sunday. I got a little bit of time to kill before I didn't have my son this weekend, so I ended up having a very much busier weekend than I anticipated. And so now I've got a little bit of time before my son gets here, because then I won't be live anymore. Like when I have my son during the week and when I have my son, I just, there's no time to go live. So anyway, that's where we're at. So it's kind of like, yeah, it's pretty chill. Oh, I saw him ask this and I didn't get around to answering it, and I was like, hey, you know what, I'll comment on it here. But Miguel asked me in the DCU, do you think Barry or Wally will be Flash in the beginning of it? So this camera lighting looks like a porno. I'm getting all the jokes out of the way so that anybody who comments afterward, I've already made all the comments. Like it looks like a porno. It honestly looks like a very sexy Latina is about to walk in here. Anyway, and trip and fall on my penis. Anyway, so Barry is going to be a part of the same generation. From my understanding anyway, Barry's going to be a part of the same generation as Hal Jordan. So Superman coming in, because this is where it kind of flips Kingdom Come on its head. It is, Superman's film takes a lot of inspiration from Kingdom Come, which is why there's not going to be a point in doing a Kingdom Come. Somebody messaged me saying Kingdom Come is going to be the end game. No, it's not. No, it's not. Kingdom Come is used as inspiration, which is honestly a genius idea to play with the concept of Kingdom Come and also keep the spirit of DC having legacy heroes. Because for those of you who don't know, DC has always had legacy heroes. Right from the Justice Society, there's always been legacy heroes in DC and mantles that were passed down. So we're going to have Jay Garrick, or at least we're supposed to. I mean, that's what's going around. So there's supposed to be a Jay Garrick, and there's supposed to be like a group that fought in the Second World War, and then there's the generation that Hal and Barry are a part of, and then there's the generation that Clark Kent is coming into, and Clark Kent is the one that's going to be different and make a difference. So I don't consider this a spoiler. Hey Arkham, hi, and again, hi to everybody. I don't consider this a spoiler, but if you guys want to get into spoilers, we can. Otherwise, I'm not going to touch any spoilers or leaks unless you guys want to get into that, because there's no fucking warnings. So Superman is actively, which again feels like a really great critique on modern superheroes, but Superman is actively against killing. And the generations that have come before, there was one generation who literally fought in the Second World War. It's, these superheroes have a different mindset. So when Superman comes in and has a very different perspective, he challenges the corporate superheroes, because since World War II, superheroes have gone corporate, which is where Maxwell Lord is based off his original appearance. Everybody's is trying to say Maxwell Lord, New 52, but that's not the Maxwell Lord we're getting. And if you don't know comics, That's on you, motherfucker. We're getting the Maxwell Lord from the 70s, the original one, the really slimy businessman who... That sounds familiar. Anyway, a really slimy businessman who gets into politics. Anyway, so there's been generations of superheroes, and Clark comes in, and he's different. He's you know, he doesn't want to kill people. He doesn't want to harm people. He wants to actually use his powers to save these other countries and stuff. So it is going to be really different. And if you don't know your comics, or if you only know these characters because of what Zack Snyder did to them, yeah, you're going to hate this movie because you've never read or looked at a colorful book. Like, you don't know what you're getting into. This is really, 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 really a comic book movie, legitimately in the best way possible. Like, this is building on the foundations of 80 years of comics and finding a way to modernize it and blend different stories, which Zack Snyder tried to do, but he always misunderstood it. He didn't understand Doomsday. He didn't understand The Dark Knight Returns. He didn't understand the nuances. Whereas with Kingdom Come, you can adapt Kingdom Come to Superman's early days because you make Superman a part of the new generation, and you flip it on its head, which works perfectly because Superman, if you make the Justice Society canon, and you make the Justice Gang canon, then you get to do Kingdom Come, but then you get to put Superman in a positive light, which I respect a great deal. So anyway, Mike saw the mistake in answering the Discord. Yeah, I figured you at least did. Daniel is asking, I just want to know if Ultraman is actually Henry Cavill. No. Who told you that? Whoever told you that is being really mean to you. Henry Cavill is not a part of the DCU in any way. There is no multiverse. There is no multiverse in this film. It's not even hinted at. It's not even touched on. There is another dimension that is in the movie, but it has nothing to do with like humans or another alternate reality where there's another Clark Kent played by a different actor. Daniel, you've got to fucking stop with the multiverse, man. Like, you have a problem. It is not good storytelling. You have got to... There's better... You got to move on from it. You really do. You got to. Daniel says, very curious what Bats and Wonder Woman think of Superman's mindset. This Batman does not kill people. This is actually going to be a very different Batman. Again, I don't know how people are going to respond to it because this is going to be a really comic booky Batman. If you want a clue of how Batman is going to be in the DCU, pick up Matt Fraction's Batman in September. That's going to be your closest idea of what this Batman's going to be like. And the same thing with I know you said Wonder Woman, but I'm going to be really specific for a number of reasons, which we can get into if anybody has the time. You know, whatever you want to chat about, because I'm here to just kind of talk shit with, you know, all of you. Diana is the same way. Again, the people that are going to form what will eventually be the Justice League, because there's never been a league before. There's never been a Justice League. The people that are going to form the Justice League represent a new generation of non-killers. Okay, and that's really important that's really, really core and important to this story. And Superman is at the heart of that. Superman is what inspires this entire generation that creates the Justice League. Mike says, yeah, DC has always been about legacy, not about a Lord of the Rings saga, Zach, but again, that's arrogance. It's the audacity and the arrogance to think you can do what Tolkien did, but for superheroes, and just completely misunderstand it. Just completely misunderstand it. Wolverine/Luke asks, does it have a Suicide Squad vibe where it has bright colors but it has a lot of blood? Wasn't the Suicide Squad rated R? I mean, there is blood, like Superman gets wounded, but it's not gory. I can't remember. I feel like the Suicide Squad was rated R, so it's able to get away with a lot more blood. I'm right, aren't I? That movie was rated R. I know PG-13 can go pretty far now, but that was rated R. So it has bright colors. It doesn't have a lot of blood. It has really good action sequences. And I guess it's a weird thing to kind of say it has really good violence, which seems weird to phrase it like that. But the action's really good. But again, Superman's not killing people. Like, if you're looking for murder, you're not going to get that. Like, Superman is not killing people in this movie. There's no neck breaking. Like, this is the comic book Superman for the first time ever on screen. He is not killing anybody in this film. If they have reshot the ending, I would be utterly shocked. But everything that leaked and came out during principal photography, Superman does not kill anybody. Yeah, okay, Luke says, yeah, it was rated R. All right, yeah, so then... yeah, it's bright. It's really, like, the color grading's amazing. The cinematography's amazing. Honestly, it's better than Suicide Squad. Honestly, like, man, I mean, listen, I love Superman. I do. If you want a comparison, like, it's closer to Volume 3 of Guardians of the Galaxy. It's closer to Rocket's story. There's a lot of heart to it. There's stuff that I thought was funny. I don't know, though. People have a weird sense of humor now. There's people in the Discord who are... What did somebody say? I don't know, but I made a comment in the Discord, like, what do are you people taking, these guys that are in spandex that seriously? Like, this is about to have fun. Oh, the Deadpool movie rumors. And it's like, come on. Like, what do you want? Like, it's Superman. It's like, Deadpool's Deadpool, which should be cringe and goofy and silly, but this is Superman. Like, come on, man. Mike says, I want to see Wally and Dick be best friends in the DCU. I believe you're getting that, but... So this is where things kind of get confusing with all the leaks and the rumors. So, I guess... I know there's a Flash in the Justice League, but I don't know which Flash. Like, I don't know if it's going to be like the comics where Wally has his newer kind of looking costume and he's operating, and I don't know if he's going to be operating under a different name. Like, I'm a little confused there because I know there's a Flash in the Justice League. I assume it's Wally because honestly, it sounds like the Justice League is literally going to be Bruce Timm's Justice League. It literally sounds like it's going to be that. But I'm not sure which Flash it's going to be, like legitimately. I assume it's Wally just because of knowing Barry existed with Hal. And Hal is not going to be the founding Green Lantern that's in the Justice League. Hal's alive. Like, as far as I know, Hal does not die in Lanterns, but the Justice League Green Lantern is going to be John Stewart. Like, it's literally the lineup from the DCAU. Casual! Hey, always good to see you. Daniel says, Greg, you are a certified multiverse hater. We've never heard anything like this in cinema, like ever. There's nothing wrong with it. If I like it, then I like it, and let me live my life. Yeah, but you're letting that control every story decision. That's not creativity. That's so limiting. You sound, honestly, Daniel, you don't sound creative. You sound corporate. You sound like the type of people that I hear in meetings. And I mean that as nicely as possible, but you really do. You sound so much like the people who are on the corporate side, not who are writing. Mike says, with the Justice Gang, we can get an Injustice Gang organically in the universe. Yes, we can. And I feel like that's coming. I feel like definitely we're going to have a version of the Light, just because of Ra's al Ghul seems to be a really big deal in some of these story points that have been going around, like even outside of, Brave and the Bold. Daniel says, also, please read my previous comment confirming it's me you've been talking to in the Discord. Lobo is my profile, hence the main man. Yeah, but what if this Daniel isn't the real one? What if you've stolen both accounts? Because if Dan the Man's other account got stolen and it was linked to his YouTube account, then that means you are also not the real Daniel. You're a poser. Anyway, and then Wolverine, of course, confirmed it was rated R. Mike says, so Jay and the Justice Society existed in the 40s? Yes. Casual says that he's glad he's got to catch a live stream. I am too! And Dan says, minus Shira. Well, those are your words, not mine. Wolverine/Luke is asking, does Ultraman have anything to do with Bizarro? I think so. Again, I'm being very careful with Lee. I feel bad because I urge people to see Superman. There are leaks out there. I posted the leaks, but they're all blocked off. Like, you have to click on them, and it's been a while. But I did post all the leaks in the Discord. I will say Ultraman is someone you know. Like, you know who Ultraman is. And that's kind of the, he's wearing a mask. But it's like the Arkham Knight twist. Like, if you think about it, if you stop and think about Ultraman, you can figure out who it is. The twist is not who Ultraman is. It's who did it. That's the story point, if that makes sense. Let's see. Mike says because if Dick is already Nightwing, he is. Dick Grayson is 100% Nightwing. Wally should also be Flash because normally it's pretty close when they become those personas. Exactly right. That's what I'm saying. Dan's evil twin brother Tan. That's pretty good. Mike says, "Yay! I love Jay and the JSA finally getting some love." Yeah. I mean, I didn't say they're going to be getting a lot of love. I don't know if they're going to get movies or if they're just going to be a part of the history of this universe. But don't think of Don't think of this DCU as Lord of the Rings. Think of it as Star Wars, where if James Gunn wants, he can go anywhere on the timeline to tell stories. Like, not everything is going to be linear. And so the footnotes of the history of this DCU, there's room to make movies about all of it. I don't know if the JSA is getting a movie, though, but I know they existed. And then I know the Justice Gang was formed as superheroes were bought up by corporations, which is a really nice touch. And I also love the role that social media plays in this movie. It's all very topical. I think kids are going to love it. Isn't that something? It's a superhero movie. It's, kids should enjoy it. Teenagers should enjoy it. Like, you people who, you got to get more joy in your lives. Like, some of the things I get sent, it's like, my God, some of you people are really angry, and I don't know at what. Mike is asking, isn't Ultraman Bizarro? Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting you would go there. Mike asked because of the purple suit and Superman-y powers. Wait, what? Did I miss something? Purple suit and Superman-y powers? Oh! Mike is asking... I'm sorry, for some reason I thought Wolverine was the one who asked, isn't he Bizarro? Mike is asking, isn't he Bizarro because of the purple suit and Superman-y powers? I see what you did there. It's very interesting of you to reach that conclusion. Feels kind of obvious, doesn't it? Again, the leaks are in the Discord. You just have to, because they're blocked off, so you just got to click. But again, everything that, in terms of that, I mean, like, if you want me to say it outright. But Daniel asks, do the GSA need a movie? Wow. So corporate. So fucking corporate. It's creepy. Dude, it's entertainment. Do we need any movies? That's like, does Batman need another movie? Does Superman need another movie? Like, come on, man. What the hell? So corporate. I'm telling you, Dan, you and Justin Baldoni would get along so well. Anyway, are we going to get the Bat family in live action? 100%, yeah. Everything about Brave and the Bold is that the Bat family is completely established. Barbara Gordon, Dick Grayson, they're all in it. 100. Well, I don't know if they're all in it. I misspoke there. They all exist. Dick Grayson was the first Robin. He is now Nightwing. Barbara Gordon, I don't know if she's Oracle or Batgirl, but Barbara Gordon is 100% existing, and she works with Batman. The only thing I don't know is whether or not Tim Drake is a part of this universe. If I said it, I mean, like, honestly, I can speculate, but I don't have any insight there. And then, of course, we know Damian is coming in. I don't know anything about Jason or Tim, casual, like, legitimately. All I know is that we are getting the Dynamic Duo movie that is going to use CGI, puppetry, and stop motion. I know that involves Dick Grayson and Jason Todd taking on their own identities, but right now that movie hasn't been confirmed to be a part of the DCU. But it is interesting that they're deciding to make that film as if they want the young audience to know these characters and to know that they're legacy. But with 100% certainty, I do not know about Jason or Tim. But I know Dick was Robin, became Nightwing, and Batman discovers he has a son, and that's what kickstarts this film. And of course, Ra's al Ghul is a central plot element. And then I've also heard, and I talked about this before, but I've also heard that Ra's al Ghul is going to be a part of other films kind of in the background as well, which leads me to believe and reach the conclusion that we're going to get a version of the Light/Injustice Gang, and that's gonna. I don't think we're building up to any kind of alien invasion. I think we're building up to the Light, to Cadmus, to the big conspiracies that are going to go on, like really classic DC stuff. And if you don't know that stuff, honestly, read the comics. DC has really good comics. Like the 80s of DC, the period in the 80s for the DC universe is golden. Like, you can't go wrong reading anything. Casual says fair enough. Mike says, oh, hold on, let me go back. Wolverine says, can we please just talk Superman spoilers? It doesn't bother me. I just don't want to, it doesn't bother me. Like, honestly, it doesn't. But you all have to promise to see this movie. You all have to promise to see Superman if we're going to, like, talk about the leaks and spoilers. Mike says, yeah, sure, but acknowledgement is better than whatever Black Adam was and its non-existence. Well, Black Adam's never going to be referenced ever again. Anything from Zack Snyder's universe, it's all gone. Like, that's gone. And Mike says, I still hate that Flash so much. Oh, yeah. Ezra Miller as Barry Allen? Who does that? I mean, beyond the fact that Ezra Miller was a sexual predator and a pedophile. Anyway, Mike says, so Bruce isn't the first Robin? No, Bruce wasn't Robin. What are you talking about? Oh, you mean when Bruce and Thomas did their Halloween when Bruce was a little boy. Miguel, that is a deep cut. That is a very deep cut. I respect it. I respect it. Daniel says, what about the X-Men leaks? Yeah, we can go over those too, but I was really excited about, like Superman, I wanted to be, I'm excited about Superman. And I want people to see it. Like, Superman is like, somebody's always asking me in my messages about Superman, and like, I don't mind discussing any leaks at all for anything, but again, I wanted people to know, like, yeah, we can talk Superman. I would love to talk Superman. Let's see, everybody said, Casual is asking, do you think Superman will smash the box office? Yes. If I only got to see and take my kids to see one movie in July, and if we're talking like if I only got to see one superhero movie in July, I would choose Superman over Fantastic Four. I think I truly believe it's going to be the better film. Like 100%, I think it's going to be the better film. Between the villains, the chemistry, everything in it, I think some people are getting really hyped about Fantastic Four, and I think some people are going to be very disappointed because Fantastic Four is not going to be what you expect, for good or bad, and that's up to you to decide. But I think Superman is going to be the better film, and I think it's definitely going to have more heart because Superman wasn't made by a committee, and that's important now. I'm really tired of films being made by committees like Dan the Man and Justin Baldoni, because when you make movies like that, they're not good. Okay. All right, let's do it. Yeah, he was in the Silver Age. Yeah, well, yeah. Young Bruce Wayne, before his father died, they had there was a costume party, and they went as Batman, and there was the Batman and Robin costume, and that's what it was retconned that was his inspiration. I know at the very least they got 3 tickets for Superman from me, because I'm 100% taking my son and daughter to that. My son loves Superman right now, and honestly, so do I. I love Superman. It's about time to have a really good Superman property. So, the monkey thing is true. Superman's reaction isn't, like, how it's described, how Superman reacts to the monkey thing isn't accurate from what I'm aware of. But the monkey thing is true, and it also paves the way for Detective Chimp, and amongst other things. Again, it's just expanding on the DC universe. Like, this film has a lot of DC deep cuts. If you are a DC fan of the comics, you are going to love this. No, I'm not going to give it a rest, Daniel. I'm not. I'm really not at all going to give it a rest. Like, I'm not. I can't. I cannot help myself. Also, this is my first live stream where I got to talk about it and make jokes about it. I've only been able to make jokes about it in a Discord comment, so now I kind of feel obligated to make my case clear that I don't like Justin Baldoni, and he is in the wrong. Just for anybody who might accidentally view this. And I hope nobody views this, honestly. Like, I really hope this doesn't get outside of the Discord. Just because then, like, people are always just moody, and nobody likes anything anymore. It's really tiring. Like, nobody likes anything. It's like, are you kidding me? Why do you, like, you watch a movie to then complain all the time about it? Like, don't get me wrong. You can be critical and be like, I didn't like this, but, like, everybody seems to hate everything. Like, it's like, good Lord. And I know that that's only the internet, but, like, if I make a live stream and then get a bunch of DMs of people saying, I don't like this, and that looked ugly, and it's just like, and that looks terrible, and this movie looks terrible, and it's just like, okay. I don't care. Like, it's not going to change my perspective. I am knowingly consuming something for entertainment. you need to be self-aware enough to accept the fact that this is, you know, we're consumers, you know, and you can choose to consume, or you could choose to just move on with your life. I'm choosing to consume Superman. I think it sounds really good, even with the leaks. Let's see. Mike says, I love the DCU is taking notes from Young Justice. Personally, though, the world building and love for DC that show has. Yeah, Young Justice, but also like it's taking a lot from the DCAU as well, from Bruce Timm's DC universe. It's taking a lot from that. Wolverine says people hate the movie decision. People hate the movie before they've even watched it. Yeah, that's weird to me. Like, the way culture is changing so dramatically is just strange for me. I mean, I know that I don't fit in. I mean, like, I grew up when the internet was dial-up and it made all those weird fucking noises. But, like, it's like, I know that I, like, don't fit into this internet culture today, and to YouTubers and YouTube cunts and all this stuff, I don't, you know, and that's just primarily because I'm not really moody on like any property in particular. Like, yeah, sometimes I'm bummed, but it's like, it is what it is. It's like, if I didn't like the movie, then I just move on, because I'm not that much of a consumer. Like, I have stuff I like to do outside of being a consumer. Like, if I have fun with something, I will rewatch it. But if I don't have fun with something, I'm like, well, I watched it. That's it. Now, if people want to sit down and have an in-depth talk about it, I'm all game for it. But am I going to make videos where I'm like, oh my God, this movie is terrible. It had women doing things. Oh my God, it made women look like they were in the right. Oh my God, this movie had this movie starred Blake Lively, and she is terrorizing this man. Oh my God, just justice for Justin. Oh my God, you know, look at all of this. Oh my God, Harvey Weinstein and Justin Baldoni. Oh my God, look. Anyway, Casual says, is this a bonus stream? It can be whatever. The title is whatever, you know, but this, I don't care what we talk about. Like, I have a certain amount of time, and we can cover whatever in that certain amount of time that anybody wants to ask. I did not have time for notes. I did not have time to organize anything. I just didn't. So, yeah. Like, whatever you want to ask or, you know, speculate on, I'm game. I'm good. Mostly the Snyder bots. I thought it was hilarious when that company found out that the majority of Snyder's online fan base is bot activity created by one man. That's really sad. Like, that's, like, really, really sad. Arkham says it's also interesting that Ultraman's face is completely covered and that no actor was officially cast as Superman. So if we go by the original leaks, again, if we go by the original leaks and rumors, Ultraman, when unmasked, is going to be a disfigured David Corenswet. Is that his name? The guy playing Superman. It's going to be a disfigured Superman, I assume clone. I mean, clone is the word I would use. I don't know if you want to say strandcast or whatever, but 100%, I assume like clone is the word I would use, and that's going to be the pseudo Bizarro as well. It is not multiverse. But again, it's the clone story. That's what it is through and through. Just like the Hammer of Barovia is also someone you already know. But go see the movie. I swear to God, if July hits and you haven't seen the movie, I will kick you. Not like physically kick you, but I will remove you. I will remove you from the Discord. I will 100% do that. Like, absolutely. If you do not go see the Superman movie, I will kick you. Anyway, no, Miguel, don't start. He is not from another dimension. I'm using the word clone loosely because I think he's like done with Lex's and Clark's DNA. So I don't know if that still technically counts as an exact clone or if you call that a strand cast. I don't know. All these new sci-fi terms. You know, it's fucking it's a lot. But it is like, it's the Bizarro story. It is not another dimension. It is 100%. He's from the same Earth, because that's all like, it's revealed how he was made, and like all of that in the leaks showed it like 100%. Let's see. Where am I? Arkham says, I promise to go and see Superman and the Fantastic Four. Casual says, do you think Insomniac's Spider-Man 3 will release on PS5 alongside PS6? I think it will only release on PS6 because I think Sony realizes that they're going to lose money. They need people to buy the new hardware, and the PS5 is lagging. Sony's already commented that they're not going to show console sales anymore. They're only going to show active users. So even Sony knows time's up. Miguel says, yeah, I cracked up so bad when I read that Netflix found out about the Snyder bot cult. Yeah, it's kind of sad. Somebody made a comment and then deleted it. I missed it. Miguel says, maybe clone or maybe... and Miguel says, is the Hammer Supergirl like some peeps are saying? No. Look at Daniel. Look at Daniel being corporate. The Hammer is probably Supergirl. Are you kidding me? No, the Hammer Barovia is not Supergirl. It's Bizarro. It's all a plot. Lex Luthor generated and manufactured everything in the film. The Hammer Barovia is Bizarro, is Ultraman, is. That's it. It's a full circle. It's a really straightforward plot twist, and then you reveal it was all. Then it's revealed it was all orchestrated by Lex Luthor, and because of Lex Luthor's money and power, he gets away with it. That sounds familiar, doesn't it? Yeah, it's a really straightforward comic book, story, and it's all about the character. Like, the Hammer Barovia is instrumental in learning more about everything in this is all about learning more about Clark. That's it. That's all there is to it. That's why I said it's Arkham Knight. It is straightforward if you just stop and think about it. It's so straightforward. The only way it is not straightforward is if this plot leak, is if the script leak is completely fake, and the script leak happened before the trailer. And it described scenes that were then in the trailer before the trailer ever came out. I am inclined to believe it. You can take it or leave it. Like, again, maybe the script leak was AI and is really good at guessing. I don't fucking know. But 100%, that script leak was really... I mean, Mac, I just don't believe in coincidence. Like, it literally had stuff in it right from the trailer. Like, it knew about the Hammer Barovia's eye lasers. Eye lasers. Like, it knew about all that. It knew about all of that. You can't... AI isn't that good? Maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe it is. I don't know nothing about AI except for what they're doing in game development. Casual asked, do you think Spider-Man 3 will still be a 2-part game? I do. I think it's the best way for Sony to try to make money back because of how bad Insomniac has handled money, if everything we've heard. Let's see. Can't wait to see the movie. Daniel said, who didn't think Lex had anything to do with any of it? The real twist would be if Lex tried to save Superman. Well, again, I'm talking in universe. Like, there's the Lex that's presented, then there's the Lex who's in private, and then there's all of Lex's machinations. And again, it is referential. I think some people are going to watch Superman and be like, oh my God, they're attacking my political party, but they really aren't. Like, this is pulling from comics from the 80s. This is not a modern, all this does is tell you how timeless these stories are. Like, this is pulling from story arcs in the 80s. This has nothing to do with your politics. And, like, I see these weird messages, and I get these weird messages saying Superman's this and Superman's that, and I'm like, no, it's not. Have you ever read anything? Have you ever picked up a comic from the 80s, from the 70s? Like, have you seen any of this? Like, literally, Action Comics #1 has Superman throwing down with a grifty landlord. My phrasing's really bad there, but if you know the story, you know the story. And that's from 1938. Like, this stuff is timeless. If you watch this and you associate it with now, also, you know what? I got a better statement. If you watch this and you look at a villain, and the movie doesn't use real person names, but if you watch this movie and you look at Lex Luthor and you think Lex Luthor is a parody of someone in office, you might be the bad guy. Because Lex Luthor's been around since 1938 as the same character. Lex Luthor has not changed. I think it says something more about you if you're watching something and you associate these people you voted for with villains. With villains that have existed for almost 100 years. That's on you. That ain't on anybody else. You need to, I mean, like the lack of self-awareness in today's modern technological age is frightening. It's really creepy. It's really strange to me because it's right there. Like, you are the one who is saying this character, Lex Luthor, reminds you of your president, of the president you voted for, of the candidate you voted for. Dude, it's Lex Luthor. He's been the same forever. He's always the same. What are you even talking about? Lex has always owned a business. Lex has always put his names on buildings, all the way back to 1938. These aren't time-traveling stories. They've existed. You can literally go and look them up, and you can buy archived editions for really cheap. This is who Lex has always been. If you look at this and say that they are attacking your candidate, that says more about you. Because deep down, you know what people are doing are wrong. And then when you see similarities in a villain, it bothers you subconsciously. But consciously, you won't confront it. That says more about you. What'd you ask on Discord? Casual, I'm sorry. If you don't mind, like, which channel? But I'm cool to answer. Like I'm good. Mike says I still want to see Mercy Graves in the DCU. Miguel says either as a cyborg like in Young Justice or just a badass, super loyal right hand woman. I'd rather her be just super badass right hand. Miguel says don't know. Ask Daniel about AI. Miguel says oh my God, Superman is woke because reasons. Yeah. And then of course Casual has his question, but I don't know which question. I would have to scroll, and it's I think it'd be faster if you honestly repeated it because I don't remember. I have no idea which one I'm answering. Miguel says, honestly, Lex Luthor has always reminded me of my mom's dumpster brother, how she calls him. That is a loaded statement that I'm not going to take anywhere, to be completely honest with you. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's weird. It's weird to see people like going after Superman, and I'm like, what? He's been the same forever. His villains have been the same forever. What's going on? It's weird. Casual says, 1, do you have any idea about PlayStation's plans for events? Are we going to get a showcase in September and a state of play in June? Or is the showcase shows dead and we will only get state of plays? So I was under the impression that Sony was doing something in June. I don't know what it's going to be called, if it's like a state of play or a showcase. It sounds like I'm going to put on my let's reach conclusions hat. It sounds like, excuse me, it to me anyway, that people are looking at the last few years and drawing conclusions and trying to make that look like a source and try to make it look like they perhaps have inside information. And Sony always has almost like annually, maybe they missed 1 year or whatever, but Sony always does something in September. So like that's not like, I'm not going to pretend like that's not a scoop. If someone's pretending that's a scoop, they're doing it based off the fact that consumers watching them might not pay as much attention. Sony always does something in September. So anybody saying that it's a safe bet. It's an easy guess, and it makes them look right. And then they ask you to pay for something. It's a really easy guess, though. As for June, I thought everybody was showing up in June, again, I have no specific insight, but I haven't seen Sony like put out a press release saying, "Hey, we're not going to be a part of Summer Game Fest." So right now, I have no like direct insight except for reaching logical conclusions. Sony always does something in September. That's not a scoop, though. I want to be very clear. That is looking at years past and learning from it. Which, again, hey, that's what we should do in life. We should learn from the past and improve. It all comes back around. It all does. So, just to be, again, really clear. Sony always does something in September. If you look at the calendar, you can see it for yourself. That is not a scoop. No one has a scoop there. That's reaching a conclusion. I'm sorry. That's all that is. Anyway, Miguel says, no, he was at his best in the 2010s movie. For those people who decided to pre-hated Superman. Okay, anyway. What the fuck are you talking about? Arkham says, I wonder if the clone... No, the clone does not have reverse powers because he uses heat vision in the trailer. The hammer of Barovia is Ultraman, is Bizarro. And he uses heat vision. Laser us! Miguel says, nah, because we see the hammer of Barovia. Oh, use heat vision. Okay, yeah. You beat me to it, motherfucker. And Casual says, yeah, good points. Again, it's very important to get through the bullshit. Like, that's the only thing. It's really important to just get through the bullshit. Are we going to get Wolverine and 1943 gameplay this year? I assume we're getting 1943 gameplay this year because it comes out in spring. I think Wolverine is getting buried. If I'm wrong, I'm happy to be wrong. This is just me reaching a logical conclusion. But man, I tell you, Wolverine's starting to feel a lot like Wonder Woman. Something weird is going on behind the scenes there. And it doesn't feel good, especially after the layoffs and stuff. Like, something isn't adding up. I'm telling you. I don't know if it's canceled. I don't got any insight there. But, like, man, Wolverine has vanished from anything. So I wouldn't worry about it, honestly. I would just move the fuck on, enjoy something else. Like, I don't know what's happening at Insomniac. They have had so many layoffs, and then Sony's doing other stuff that, again, I get why Sony's doing what they're doing, but it's not adding up. And it's starting to feel like a Wonder Woman situation. The last thing we heard about Wolverine is, it's the same old information that I already talked about, so it's going to be a little repetitive, but they couldn't settle on a final build. They didn't have a final build. They didn't have a final design, and they were still flipping around. So it's like, man, I don't know. 1943, if it really is supposed to come out in spring, then I assume we're going to see gameplay this year, because I'm telling you, man, the game industry is collapsing, and we're watching it happen. That's all there is to it. Everything's collapsing, though. America's collapsing. Like, it's the end of the world, and we're all going to enjoy our TV and movies while we can. And notice I left out video games, because I don't know, man. Like, I really don't. And I'm not going to sit here and be like, yeah, Wolverine 100%. Like, no, it's gone radio silent. I don't know. Venom, I think Venom's canceled. I think it's canceled. Like, yeah, it existed. We got proof it existed. We got the massive Insomniac leak, unless it was AI. I'm sorry, I'm going to make that joke all the time now. I can't help it. At least for a little bit, I'm going to make that joke. But I think Venom is outright canceled. I don't think we're getting it. I think we're getting Spider-Man 3, and then Insomniac is done. I think they're going to get Spider-Man 3 out in 2 parts, and I think that's it. I really do, and I think Spider-Man 3 is going to be utterly disappointing. I just don't see them able to pull it off, because they did not pull off Spider-Man 2. Those are my feelings on it, and I respect everybody who worked hard. I really do, but I do not respect the leadership and the decisions that are being made that the employees are following, which, again, the employees are doing great. They're doing what they're told. The leadership is very poor. But, again, they're being led by people like Daniel. Very corporate. Insomniac is making very corporate decisions, which is interesting because it's not Sony making it, and I respect that. Insomniac on their own are making very corporate, very inauthentic decisions, and I think it's going to hurt them in the long run. Miguel says it would be tough to do the Venom spinoff without Tony Todd. I completely disagree. The character is bigger than any one actor. I think it's ridiculous to think that a character has to vanish because an actor has passed away. Casual says, so do you think they might also cancel their X-Men games? I think anything can happen. If Wolverine doesn't release, we have the leaked documents. We know what happens. If Wolverine does not release, the rights revert automatically back to Marvel, and they could shop X-Men around. Again, I would have to go through the documents that, I would have to go through, and I don't remember all the exact dates, but I believe I believe unless they renegotiate, Wolverine has to be out by the December 31st, 2026, or else the rights automatically revert back to Marvel. I believe that's the year. Correct me if I'm wrong, because again, all these documents are out there. If any, I mean, like, I didn't, all I did was take the time to go through all of them. Like, if you choose to go through them, you can find the same information I got. Like, I'm not doing anything special. I just took the time to read all the hundreds of pages, but to me it was worthwhile because we learned a lot. But yeah, like, if you want to go through it to confirm the date, you can. I think it was 2026 that says rights revert back to Marvel. The end of 2026 reverts back to Marvel if Wolverine is not published. Let's see. Miguel says fair, double G. Fair enough. Casual says fair enough. Thanks for answering my questions, Greg. I appreciate it. No problem, man. Again, I try to answer to the best of my knowledge and abilities, but also I might have the year of license reverting back wrong. It could be 2027. I really, though, my gut tells me it's 2026, and I'm going to trust my gut. But again, those documents leaked in November 2023, and I haven't combed through them in I think the last time I went through them was like February 2024. It's been a while because I went through everything I needed to go through. Like, it's done. Casual says, you know what a good thing would be right now? A good new Superman game. You would think WB would hire somebody to make it by now, especially with the hunger for it. Yeah, but we're not getting it. I mean, that's all there is to it. We're going to get Invincible before we get Superman. And the Invincible game, I have high expectations for. I think it's going to be the Superman game we all want. As long as it doesn't get canceled or shelved, whatever. I can't guarantee anything now. That's why I don't really worry about it, because it's like, it's not worth it. Like, so many studios are collapsing. It's hard to know. It's I'm not even going to worry about a game if it's from an American developer. The only thing you can bet on is if it's coming from Japan. It's going to happen because Japan has their shit together. And I don't say that as a bias. I think that's a fair and objective statement. I really do, because they're knocking it out of the park. They understand their sales expectations. They understand the studios. They're also experiencing the least amount of layoffs compared to Western studios. Like, everywhere here is massive layoffs. But I mean, like, Nintendo hasn't had to lay off anybody. Square Enix has had to, reform a little bit, and they've done some layoffs. But Square Enix numbers don't even reach, Microsoft's numbers. Square Enix, employs almost 3,000 people, I think was the last number. So if it's gone down a little bit, by all means let me know. I didn't prep for this live stream, and for so our topics can go all over the place. So I know around COVID they had 3,000 employees, I think it was around COVID, right? 3,000 anyway. So they may have gone down a little bit, especially because they sold off studios and stuff, but they should I don't think they've had a huge crazy layoff that I remember, and I know Nintendo hasn't. Miguel says, how do you think the Flash's suit will be in the DCU? Spandex-like or something different? I think it's going to be close to the Superman suit, if I'm being honest with you. I think we're going to see a lot of that look carry over with the main Justice League. We'll know for certain when we finally see the Green Lanterns in their uniform what they're going for in terms of personal identity. I think the Green Lantern suits are going to give us a big clue to how Flash will look. But I think the Superman suit is probably the basis that a lot of the modern heroes coming in are going to look like. So Batman, Flash, Jon Stewart, I think we're going to see kind of similarities there. And then, of course, eventually Hawkgirl will take on her own identity as well. Miguel says, I want Hank and Jen to come to Marvel Rivals to see their interaction with Ultron. So do I. Casual says, yeah, very well said. The gaming industry is collapsing. I feel like another gaming crash is coming. Western at the very least. So many layoffs, cancellations, and losses of money. The industry is cooked. Yeah, I mean, already this year we're at... I'm doing the numbers in my head, so by all means, correct me if I'm wrong, but it is May 25th. And I think we're already at 40,000 layoffs. 40,000 layoffs. 40,000. And it might be higher than that. I could be lowballing. So, and that's why I say, absolutely, correct me if I'm wrong. But that's crazy. Microsoft and Sony, if you look at the profits, what's going on? studio closures, studio sales. Like, what's going on? Because their profits are doing fine. I wonder what's going on. I mean, I could tell you what's going on in terms of greed and in terms of corporate greed. But I think it's better if you reach that conclusion on your own and not get told about it. But it is like it sucks. It's crazy, and this is not the situation across the globe. This is an American problem, and I know very few of you are in America, so you probably don't give a shit, which is fair. You don't have to give a shit. You know, the majority of Americans voted for what they wanted, and they're getting it, and now we're all in the bed that they made. But we are. Something isn't right. Anyway, Miguel says, "Man, I can't wait for the DCU." No, yeah, neither can I. Super excited for it. I like legitimately am. I really I'm ready for Superman. Casual says, "Yeah, it is so crazy." Miguel says, "The new Silver Age of cinematic heroes." Yeah, brought in by Superman. Like, what better way? What better way to do it? Marvel needs to pay attention, because otherwise Marvel's going to be up shit creek. Fuck Marvel. Miguel says, "I'm so ready for DC to have their spotlight and finally done right and finally done justice on screen." Yeah, same. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. I'm hungry for it. I need it desperately. Okay, we're almost at an hour. I got to get ready. My son will be here soon, and I got to get some stuff ready. So we're gonna be wrapping up here. Any last? I don't know. Any final topics for a couple of minutes as I kind of get ready to wrap up? Anything? Anybody got anything? Anything at all? Anything to share? Casual says, "My 7-year-old brother's first superhero movie in theaters is looking like it will be Superman." As it should be. That's the right way to do it, man. It should be Superman. Like, don't wait for Fantastic Four. Take him to Superman. My son is 4, and like he's ready for it. Like, he watches that trailer. He asks to have that trailer played. Because I always try to play it cool as a dad. Like, as a single dad, I'm like, okay, I try to sit back and I'm like, what are you into? Because I want to see what he's into. Not like, oh hey, he's excited because dad's excited. He likes the Superman trailer. He asks to rewatch it. That's awesome. I'm so excited about that. That's like whenever he asks to watch Star Wars, I'm like, yes, he asked to watch Star Wars. That's a win. Because your name is Anakin, so like I really hope you like it a little bit and that you don't outright hate it. But like, yeah, when he asks, I'm like, yes. And so like when he asked to watch Star Wars, Superman, or Spider-Man, oh man, those are the victories right there. And then he already loves, like, I don't know what it is, like he clicked with Transformers. Like Transformers, he loves Transformers. That clicked for him like from like, I'm talking baby age. He loved those cars. Like he was wanting those off my shelves. And of course, like I'm like, yes, absolutely, take it, play. But like he clicked with Transformers like without any reference material except for the toys, and now he loves the cartoons. So like Transformers is already set. But like to see him ask for Star Wars, to ask for Pokemon, to ask for Superman, yeah, that's, I love it. So for some gaming topics, can you say more about the Ben 10 Fortnite crossover? I don't have anything else to add, Miguel. I'm really sorry. I know it's coming, like it's legitimate, it's real. Or it was real when I was aware of it, but like it's in the data mines too. So like it's still there. And I believe it is going to be at least one skin. Or wait, was it? Oh, I'm sorry. I don't have anything in front of me. So I'm going, it's one or it's two. I think it's Ben and Kevin. Is his name Kevin? I'm not a super... Again, I only recently discovered, like coming to it. Like this is, I'm pulling from memory on these names. I think it's Ben and Kevin. And I think they are each getting a skin. And then there's like a vehicle skin too, if memory serves. I'm going just off of quickly parsing through stuff, but I think that's it. So let's see. I think it should be late summer. I think it's after the Superman event in July. Miguel. And Anakin is eating good. He's got a lot of good content. He really does. And to see him enjoy it's always like exciting. I love to see it. But yeah, like so late. I'm almost positive it's after Superman, because Superman like gets the July event, like the superhero event or something in July is going on. I can't remember what they called it. Miguel says, "What? Poor Gwen getting the shaft once again, just like in the game Galactic Racing." Okay. Casual says, "Why do you think Doomsday and Secret Wars got delayed?" Oh, Lucasfilm is taking over the May slot exclusively. Disney has been disappointed in the box office revenue of the summer Marvel movies. They're not doing well. And so Disney wants to move Star Wars exclusively to May, because even Disney, Lucasfilm, and Marvel had a meeting and said, listen, if we already did this with Solo, if you put out Star Wars and Marvel both in May, one of us is going to suffer flat out. Like, one of us will bomb. The audience isn't big enough, and there's not enough money. Like, the consumers don't have money anymore, so one of us will bomb. And it was decided to return Star Wars to the May slot and to move Avengers to the December slot that had been for Star Wars, because if Avengers can find success in December like Spider-Man No Way Home did, then they are very hopeful. But that's why it happened. It had nothing to do with anything else. It was slowly political reasoning of, we are going to destroy Star Wars and Marvel. Like, neither will generate revenue or profit if we do this. So Star Wars gets to keep May, and if Star Wars is big for the 2 Mays that it gets, it will continue to hold on to May. But Star Wars has 2 years to prove itself, 2026 and 2027. And so we'll see what happens. I mean, like, I hope Star Wars does well. I want it to. I want good Star Wars movies in theaters. But, you know, all we can do is wait and see. But I am going to, I mean, like, again, you put out Star Wars movies, yeah, I'm going to go see it. I'm going to take my kids, I'm going to go see it. I'm going to see Mando opening day, and I'm going to see Starfighter opening day. Do you think we'll get any DC game that isn't Batman in the future? Yes. And then Miguel confirms my names, and Miguel says, okay, cool, gives me time to get enough V-Bucks for it without wasting real money, which I don't do. Oh, yeah, I hear you. Casual says, do you think we'll get Superman movie sequel and a Justice League movie in the future? Yes and yes. We're going to get World's Finest first, though. As far as I'm aware, because it looks legitimate. As far as I'm aware, James Gunn is working on a World's Finest movie. And I think that might even be our introduction to Batman. I think World's Finest might end up coming out before Brave and the Bold, but I also think Batman's going to be in Clayface. But again, I could go on and on for me. You know, this is me putting puzzle pieces together. Like, there's not a casting announcement that overtly says Bruce Wayne Batman is in Clayface, but I'm connecting dots. But World's Finest, I think James Gunn is working on that right now, and I think he's going to write and direct it. Like, again, I'm stringing in and putting everything together, so we'll see. But Superman is definitely going to get a sequel. I assume it's going to be a box office success. If it's not, I'll be really bummed. Miguel says, I hope Tim doesn't get the shaft in the DCU. He has gotten that so much, the poor guy. I hope he doesn't either, but I just legitimately, I don't know for certain. I really don't. I only know about Dick and Damien. Casual says, do you think it was a good decision to make Marvel movies in the holidays instead of summer? We'll find out. But No Way Home was successful. You know? No Way Home did huge, so we'll see. And Deadpool and Wolverine did great in July, so, like, it's not a problem. It's just people don't like the other movies Marvel's putting out. Like, it's that simple. This weird corporate, like, I don't get it. Like, it's just that simple. People have turned out for these for at least 2 of these movies, so the audience is there, but they don't care about these other characters. They want the legacy. They don't want legacy. They want the originals back. And I don't think the audience cares if they're played by new actors, if I'm being frank with you. But again, I could go on a whole tangent that I don't have time for. Will Magpie be in the World's Finest movie? Dude, I don't fucking know. There's not even been a script submitted. That's not even. I wouldn't even speculate on that. But no, I doubt it. Casual says, so in terms of DC games, we are getting Injustice 3 and a Rocksteady Batman, and a game where James Gunn has a hand in it. Yeah, that's all I know, and I have no idea what the DCU video game is, or if it overlaps. Like, if Rocksteady's Batman game is the DCU Batman, and it's a Batman game that ties into the DCU, man, I don't know. I could speculate wildly for another hour. Miguel says that would be dope. Miguel says, sadly, I don't have much hope with the Marvel movies. Just look at the production time they have for Secret Wars, Spidey, and Doomsday. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, but whatever. I mean, I don't care. I'm getting Superman, and I'm getting Star Wars, and they took their time. Marvel, I don't know what they're doing. Okay. I can take one last question if it suddenly comes up. Otherwise, I'm going to start saying my goodbyes. I'll be able, I'll be around in the Discord on and off. But again, my son's coming back, so in terms of live streams, there's not going to be any kind of casual live stream this week. It's not. So I will see you lot in Discord, and if anybody joins us for a Fortnite game, I'll see you guys in the voice chat for Fortnite or whatever, because again, I gotta finish unlocking my skins. And I've also, like, I've gotten pretty good at Fortnite, motherfucker. Okay, Mike says maybe Roxy Rocket will be in the world's finest movie. I would love that. Have her played by, oh crap, the ballerina from the John Wick movie spinoff. Her name, I just brain farted. Have her played by her. Like, yeah, I'll watch that. My God. Miguel says, do you think the MCU post reboot should have a more Silver Age vibe like the DCU? Yes, and that is a great one to end on. Okay, legitimately, thank all of you for joining in, chatting with me. I do appreciate it. 100%. God bless all of you. Stay safe this week. If you're in America, happy Memorial Day, happy long weekend, all that kind of good stuff. So that's it. Maybe a live stream in a couple of weeks.